Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. I'm Loren Gailey, and get ready for messages from the masters on New Earth creations. This is a time where we need to be wildly creative for New Earth, and we do that with our inner connection, our connection to our higher self. And my guest today in this Mastery Empowerment course is Aileta Grace, and Aileta channels the great masters. Aileta, thank you and welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me, Loren. It's been a while, I know. So many of us are processing. We are in a chapter of renewal. We are in a chapter of rededication. We are in a great cleanse and opportunity to really evolve to the next level of ourselves in love, in grace. And so today for all of you, thank you for joining us. It is Metatron that has been with us for a number of days, perhaps for the several months that I've been working on upgrading and taking good care of myself, which I hope all of you are doing. Metatron this morning said I would like to spend at least half an hour, maybe 40 minutes on assisting everyone. And whoever is with us now and whoever joins us later on this channel, we thank you. And he is going to be having a very personal connection with those of you who join in here and with those of you who gather with us on this broadcast. So this morning, Metatron did confirm that he was going to be with us. And I looked at the Ascension cards, and the Ascension card that just decided to just sort of fall right out of my book was Archangel Metatron's retreat. And so for those of you who know Metatron, and my own personal relationship with him goes back before what we considered the shift of 2012, which was in a channeling with a cousin of mine. And Metatron appeared to about 20 of us, and he was in that zone of, get ready, everybody. Make your choices. Align your spirit. Understand that the planet that is hosting you, that is your mother, has made a decision to elevate her frequency and to give everyone an opportunity to upgrade, ascend, and to restore themselves to that divine human, to that human that understands the greatness of our spirit, the greatness of our higher selves. What Metatron wants to remind everybody of today is that these are not times to fear. These are times to glorify the personal relationship you have with the greatest divine aspect of yourself. And so he's going to do something a little unusual to begin. And what we've been asked to do is to invoke the many names of Metatron. He holds the ascension energy for this great planet and all of us. He is the one who has been teaching us and all of the way showers and all the gatekeepers, ushering in that gentle magnetic that is ascension geometry, the geometry of the cosmos that assists and guides us through these times. He is particularly interested in the evolution of your crown in these times. And, you know, Loren and I have sat with others, and what has come about when we talk about Metatron is he doesn't fool around. He's, or they wish to be called they today, they are very serious. They are very serious indeed. And that is because there's much to teach and there's many advancements to harbor along the lines of ascension, which is what we have all been talking about these last days. And so this is Aileta Grace again. And what I'm going to do is invoke only a few of the names that have been attributed to this grand director of the archangels. And he cautions me to say, it is not that he is more than or better than or in charge of, but that the scope of the work and the scope of this being is so vast that we have been considered a way shower for the archangels that support us. And so here we are. We call upon the energetics of Metatron by ushering and calling forth several of his names, their names. I keep getting corrected, but here we go. Zerahu Yahu, Zerahu Yahu, Hayat, Hayat, Tafetefia, Tate, Tafetefia. Yashia, Yashia, Verua, Verua, Mitzbad, Mitzbad, Mitzbad. Tatevilla, Tatevilla. Oza, Ozaya, Oza. Yeah, fia, yeah, fia. Markash, Markash, Alalia, Alalia, Amisha, 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 Bibia, Bibia. Kalkel mia, kalkel mia, kalkel mia. Yuvaya, 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 yeah, Yuvaya. Yeshaya, Yeshaya, Yeshaya. Gayataya, Gayataya, Gayataya. Metatron. We do this so that you feel our presence. We are standing with you, sitting with you, being with you. And we invoke the love, the gratitude, the forgiveness, and the blessings upon all of you and all of those impacted by this moment in time, impacted by the great opening of a gateway. We understand that it can be very unpleasant. We understand that there are and will be suffering. But those of you who are tuning in, for those of you who do not know of us, who have not worked with us, welcome to the Great Gateway. Welcome to a new way of feeling in to your guidance, to your greatness, to your divinity, to the sacred geometry of Metatron. We go by many names. We invoked only a few. Many of you have studied mysticism, Kabbalah, and you are familiar with our vibration. And you know that we have come in to chapters and passages of human times here on your planet that you would refer to as biblical. Some of you know we have had an expression of notable experience. The experience of Enoch. But that was a very small droplet of our beingness. We sit with you now, and those of you who were on the show listening to us, we were accompanied by the Masters of the East, and we brought you this orange light, this glow, this amber orange light that we are working with right now. And we are going to use this as a tool to invite you to a particular reference point of light for these now times. And this is our gift to you today, one of many that we are bestowing upon you right now. And so we are going to use what we would say is the pyramid or Star of David, the two pyramids. And we are going to, because we want to convey upon those of you who have been working on your light to know that it is a mere thought for you to connect with the frequencies that are being sent to you at any given moment. And so this triangle of light is divided into thirds. And our bottom half is gold. Our bottom third is gold, shimmery gold light. Many, many particles of gold light, very bright. And we invoke Solaris in this beautiful golden cast. That is humanity today. That is humanity evolving. The golden, fragrant, impeccable light of integrity, of kindness, of compassion, of love. universal love that requires nothing but the light of your being and choices that enhance and lift all beings, not only here on earth, but everywhere. This center is a very deep red, a crimson red that is very opaque in its nature. But through this red, you're going to experience your own love frequency. And you'll be guided by your highest self right now. Call upon your highest self. And some of you are in the violet zone with this red, and some of you are in the very pale pink zone with this red, and some of you are with the amethyst zone. And so there is a range of beautiful light that is a very strong frequency of the love component that is your being here upon the planet. I see some magenta coming through as well. Many of you carry the very deep magenta flame, and magenta is a very key portal color for those of you who wish to express and maintain a frequency that is of a higher dimension of human expression. We call it 5D. You speak about it on this show quite a lot. The top third is we'll call it our Metatronian orange, the color of joy, the color of sunsets, the color of robes of the beautiful Tibetans who enshrine themselves with this color. It is the color of compassion. It is the color of movement. It is the color of non-judgment. And so now we have our pyramid of light. Dear ones, beloveds, angels among us, masters, stargate keepers, star seed and light, players and light workers, all of you are now going to imagine yourself and you're seated very gently in this pyramid, and you're going to elevate yourself off the ground. It doesn't matter if you're sitting at your desk having this moment in multi-dimensional time, or if you're standing at the sink washing dishes, or taking care of your children. It is a mere thought that you raise yourself up, your soul, higher self, the frequency of your divinity, broken down into light and sitting 6 feet above the ground. And in our mind's eye, we're going to create a hologram of this very same triangle. And here it comes detaching. You're sitting in the singular triangle, and you're going to build this carriage of light, and we're going to explain to you the uses for it, play, work, prayer, meditation, creativity. And so we are going to gently turn this hologram upside down. And it is in thirds once again. The bottom point, it's all blending all the colors. This bottom point is now orange. And it glows brightly, and it's pulsating. And it is below you and it is gently tying you, connecting you to your Divine Mother Earth here. And now we have our center, which stays the same. This is the frequency of your light. In this light, we're going to challenge you to go there later. You are receiving some information. And in this light, you are going to experience aspects of yourself as an angel, as a galactic member of Star Federation and Federation of Service to this planet. You're going to experience yourself at the table of the Ascended Masters. You're going to experience yourself within the highest framework of your individual grand, multidimensional beingness, of experiences. We won't even call them lifetimes, because you see, lifetimes is one of those constructs that's very limiting indeed. And so you have experienced many things. And within this beautiful panel of light, from purple to violet to magenta to red and pink, and all of the combination of those lights, you are your ability to access what is important for you to know about your growth as a divine human can accumulate there and release to you in the portals of your memory, your high heart, your third eye, and your crown, the things that you need to know for you to have the most fulfilling and blessed experience moving forward from this moment and from all moments. The top is now gold. And we invite Solaris to join us here. Always remember to invoke the rays of the sun and to fortify your physical being with the sun. It is great myth to think that any aspect of being in the light of Solaris at this time that is emitting specific encoded rays of light for your support can be anything but healthy. The mutation is the thought. The mutation is the fear. The mutation are the things that we, as the human society of Gaia, need to unlearn, need to detach from. And so, let's reside here for a moment in this beautiful Merkaba of support. And as you experience this teaching, as you experience these words, as you experience this activation, because that's what we are. We are working together to activate one another. And when you join with your guides, your masters, we are not the masters of you. We are your support team. We are you. You are us. And whenever you pray, meditate, send messages of love and guidance, We feel those as you are coming into unity consciousness. We also level up. When the Ascended Masters speak through a vessel such as this beautiful being, you know, there are moments when we are collective and there are moments when we individuate, depending on the needs, the questions, the queries. We are working on our unification in the other realms. We are working on our way of being a unified consciousness, just as you are all working on your way, both singular and collectively. And how you individually cause the frequencies to change and emit that type of change or emit that type of love is unique to you. The beauty of the experiences that you have had over time and space is that they emit goodness and they emit knowledge and wisdom to all of the souls that are on these journeys. Not everyone is going to be available to these frequencies. Let's say it that way. But these frequencies are available to everyone who opens to the great crowning event that is requiring people to be closer to each other and yet to be closer to themselves. Small gestures along with the light work. Let us take a moment right here on this grand platform that Loren has created and recreated over and over the years to support you. Let's take a moment to bless and thank all of the teachers, every single one, the gatekeepers, the star beings who have incarnated to bring about the availability of frequencies both to Gaia and to all of the beings, yourselves included. Take a moment to give gratitude to yourself for being, and we're going to say, a light supporter, a light carrier, a light way shower, an enlightened divine human who is ready for the next great light renaissance. And that is what is happening here. It's a renaissance of light. Those who leave are choosing a different pathway. And know that anyone right now who is transitioning is divinely supported in ways that are immeasurably loving. And we're sending you a small segment of what this feels like so that your hearts can unburden themselves. Now we're going to do something a little different right now. We're trying to mind the time, but now that you've been in this support vehicle, let's call it, you are going to, like the great mandalas, sand paintings that are made of this tiniest bolts of color and frequency. You are going to take a deep breath and hold that breath for as long as you can. And you're going to slowly emit the white light of your being. And you're going to gently disperse all of this light and all the colors and all the sand of the painting is just becoming one burst of beautiful white light and energy. This is the transmutation. This is the transformation, and this is the invocation of all of us, beings of experience and delight. Nothing stays the same but love. Here is your love frequency, dear ones. And now this beautiful bursting white light emanates all around you. Imagine it moving outside of what you would consider your normal aura. And join our frequency beyond the beyond the beyond. And if infinity is within your realm of imagining, then become that infinite light and shine your light upon your body, instructing it to be that grace point, to be that love, to be that kindness, to be that compassion, and to carry into this day and these coming days the energy of all of your experience and all that is in the cosmos to support you. We know that those of you who work with Aileta know that she brings in many frequencies that are individual, but we wanted to see you today, and we wanted to put our footnote, if you will, our beingness, and share that beingness in your heart so that you know that you are fully supported in this journey, as if you didn't know. But we know you enjoy hearing from us, and we enjoy hearing, seeing, and experiencing all that you are experiencing. We are going to give you one cautionary note, and not too negative at all, but you know, the spiritual community sometimes is seen as divided. You have your science people and your quantum physics people and your metaphysical people and your people who are very much oriented towards the wisdom of Earth Mother and those vibrations of the nature spirits and beings. And we have those of you who are into exopolitics and into, I need to know what is happening. I need to know. I want to know. And you go looking and all of that. And that's part of who you are for a reason. But we want to be very clear. The time for unification, the time for unity, the time for non-judgment, the time for understanding the capacities of every single sovereign individual here and what gifts and presence and knowledge and wisdom they bring must be honored one to the other. The rabbit hole right now of why this is happening here why this is going on, why is this a crisis or global situation going on, is not as important as how you stand in your spiritual power, and we mean with all humility, with all grace, how you stand in that, and how you remind yourself that love is the only way to bring about the spiritual integrity of each and every human being on the planet. So let us send that integrity, let us send that love, let us encourage that kindness. And when you are out and about, if you are, fine. If you're not, okay. Share your light. This support vehicle is useful for you to place your beloveds in, to place entire nations in. Energy that comes from stress, anxiety, and fear is something that you can physically, metaphysically adjust and alter with a thought, with love from your heart, with white light, with the light that is your being, with a simple thought, a simple prayer, a simple gesture. And that could be a neighbor bringing gifts and toys for a child that has become very stir crazy, making soup for an elder, keeping people in your highest thoughts and prayers, sending love, sending support. The more love that we emit right now, the shorter this dimensional shift is going to take. Because yes, indeed, this is a dimensional shift. This is Corona, 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 the crown. And we are that flame within the archangel realm that supports the crown of each and every one of you. Breathe and know we are here. I'll mention to you in the description of this was to tell you about inspiring the communication vehicle that is you. Communication vehicle, yes indeed. And so we encourage you to continue to communicate with us. And when we say us, we mean all of those of us who are here to share with you. And know that you are hearing us. And take the time to be in the quiet moments when we are speaking directly to your crown. Directly to your crown. And we have sent you an activation to widen and to support that portal for yourselves. We are humbled. We are joyful. We are proud of you. And we are so blessed that you are with us, because we grow with you. We don't grow beyond you. We grow with you. Adonai, Adonai. Okay, Lauren, hi. Are you there? Oh.
I love that powerful message. That was so inspirational, so needed at this time as we truly realize that we are bringing in new earth and we are totally doing things differently. and what powerful tools to put ourselves in, our loved ones in, our community, our nation. And so these are inspiring words to stay focused on new earth. We can look at the old earth crumbling, can't we? But this was very inspiring today. So choose differently in the ways of love.
I cannot think. Well, everyone is pretty much in a little bit of shock. I have the unique good fortune of actually leaving the house every day and going to work here and there. I took some time not to, but
And I just want to share your work is in not just channeling here. Aileta Grace works in a metropolitan police department.
yeah,
She's not a police officer. She's a
no,
lawyer.
no, yeah. So
And
yeah,
she's
and
going to work. All
going to
right.
work, and I know that I'm there to bring that light in and to support people who they don't have an option of working or not working, and they haven't been, they have to go, they have to help people.
Yes.
There were reports throughout the country, people are losing it. They're losing it. And there's some uptick in, tension amongst couples and children. They say all of our kids have ADHD, but, the children have to be kept busy. But what an opportunity. Metatron had reminded me um, uh, that what a great opportunity. While things are being looked at like, wow, do we really need these types of schools? Do we really need these types of economic structures? Do we really need these types of places to go to work? What an opportunity to sit with the kids and teach them about meditation, to play, to introduce other modalities of healing. When the kid has a headache, or just sit and be quiet and be resourceful about introducing or reintroducing to them, because we're all, we're reawakening to remember, right? And so remind them of who they are, remind them that they have the capacity to create great things, and to be great things, and to learn a different way to cope with change, because this is a very big change for a lot of people. And there is a lot of fear. So our our opportunity to just bring in that calm. And my neighbor asked me, are you okay? Are you feeling badly? Are you? And I said, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm all right. Everything's good. And
And
that just those words,
yes, just
make
those
them,
that
they
care and that
breathe.
concern.
They breathe.
Yes.
And it affects your household. It affects your parents. My mother's living by herself, and I just, she's got a 92-year-old lady living in the apartment below her, and I go and I drop off the soup and I wear the masks and I put the gloves on, and I just bring them that tincture, that vibration of love. Here's some soup. Do you need anything? Is everybody okay? But my mother's been blessed with neighbors that just give her these little care packages, and she just cries with gratitude. And she said to me, I don't know what I've done in my life to deserve such kindness. And it's emotional, because it's, Mom, of course, we all deserve that kindness. We all need to, if we haven't set ourselves in that vibration of gentility, it's very important to be gentle. Um, People are calling unemployment and they have to wait on the line. And I've noticed that the people who are dealing with the calls are breathing and they're trying to be positive and kind.
And that says a lot, because this is what a crisis does, is it puts our back against the wall and all we have is love. And these are expressions of love right now on all levels. It really is beautiful, isn't it?
It
I mean,
is.
people who say it's the most mundane thing, like the clerk at the grocery store. I'm going to cry because you know me, it's the truth. But the clerk at the grocery store, or that person at the restaurant that you love and is doing the takeout, but now you're calling on the phone for the takeout. And now you're knowing that person's name
Yeah.
of the people who
It's
used to serve us.
right. It separates us and it brings us together all at the same time. And it's, it's a time to pay attention, right? It's a time to pay attention. So before I know we have about 10, 12 minutes left. So, um,
I want to share the comments coming in as well.
oh, go ahead.
Beautiful. Kim, hi, Kim. Kim
Hi,
loved the
Kim.
vehicle.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Good. That was given to me like 3 weeks ago for this, getting ready for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I've worked with it quite a bit. And, but I was a little astonished when I was told that Metatron was going to burst it into a million zillion different like light pieces. Um, and, um, and I think he wanted to tell us it's serious, but don't take it that seriously. You are the light. You are the light being that works with the light, however you choose to work with it, among other things. So during this passage of the last several weeks, I was connected to an expression of myself, and I just wanted to use that as an opportunity to tell others, when you begin to experience yourself in other dimensions as other expressions, experiencing something, and you begin to experience that experience in real time, know that this is part of the great expansion and the great capacity that we have right now. And so she walked right into my bedroom today, because I have these sliding doors in my bedroom, and this is Aileta Grace. I will not do a big deal with Alana, but I just wanted her to have an opportunity to say hello. I was told to tell you that it's much like you might hear an accent coming through, but you hear my voice changing with different beings. You're used to that now, but the explanation is that there's a part of my brain that connects with that experience, and it's a DNA kind of uh, it activates a portion of your DNA and in your brain that brings this person in that expression, in that fullness of their expression. Aileta Grace is a Kumara. Aileta Grace is someone who signed up to not only be on ship, but also send a portion of herself or themselves to this vehicle. And so those of you who very genuinely know that you are, I'm being told to say Starfleet. I'm being told to say Starfleet, that you are Starfleet. And there are many times when I'm sitting at work, and yes, I'm not a uniformed officer or a commissioned person, but I feel myself in my uniform. And when certain beings come through, Sanat Kumara, Ashtar, whatever, I feel myself transporting myself into the cloak of that expression. The cloak of that expression being a Starfleet type of uniform. So I think it's unabashedly I'm being asked you to set some time aside in the future for a conversation with Alana. She's going to come through for 2 or 3 minutes just to say hello. We are unifying our frequency, and it's important for those of us who kind of feel loopy, moving in and out of dimensional shifts. She is, I say she because I'm a she. So, you know, I'm still stuck in the confines of our societal structures and our whatever, our duality in part. But they are aboard many ships traveling through the service vehicles that circle our planet. They are a blue being, Vishnu, like a Vishnu, tall. If we were to show ourselves, we would be about 8 feet tall. Aileta Grace wishes that she could be 8 feet tall. But she is, that's the thing. And we have many capacities. So we're going to have this little shift here, Loren, and say hi to you and your listeners and all of the ones who'll be joining later. Hello, Loren. This is Alana Vetros. How are you?
Welcome.
We are the galactic missionary, if you will. And we have had many expressions upon the earth. And we have our job to do. And part of our job was to be within and part of this great experience of earth shifting. And so we want to tell everyone from the command center, from the mothership, that we are speaking to you from a friend of ours that you have been introduced to, but we are on right now, Jupiter 1. That's the ship we are on right now. And we have many jobs among the galaxy, but we want to say that part of being this being that is simultaneously aboard these ships. And by the way, if we were to say how many centuries we've been aboard these ships, we really can't even do that. And the reason why we can't do that is because mathematically, you see, we are playing with no time-space continuum. We are playing with infinite time and space. But when we have agreements to align to our frequency and to have a portion of our higher being serve boots to the ground, if you will, we know there is a time frame in which we will align our frequencies so that this vehicle can be supported directly with the knowledge. And although Aileta, yes, she knew that she was aboard ship all the time. And there are contactees among you who really know that they've been aboard ship. But you are also a being that is full-time, traveling, supporting, energizing, working on the grids that you yourselves, Starseed, are assisting us with. And what occurs is we have mechanisms through crystalline bridges, if you will, to connect with a particular time-space sequence of your experience. And so we had already predetermined that 2020 was going to be the year that we aligned with Aileta and introduced ourselves so that we could be of greater support for those galactics among you who wish to know more about your expressions with us and to move into your service work for the next decade, which is going to be a magnificent, as we believe Metatron said, renaissance of light. Abilities, capabilities, and expressions of universal harmony will be unprecedented as long as we all work in unity, and we have been. And so, my sister, we send you great love and thank you for all of your work with all of the thousands of people that rely on the light of the messages and the expertise and the wisdom and the love you bring them every day. We know how hard you work, and it is more than enough that you do. And we are so grateful to see in your crown that you are always asking, what more can I do to serve? How much more? Can I do more? How can I help? And so we ask that someday you have us back and we will begin to speak to the audience about their expressions upon ships and within the galactic fleet of ships that are hailing from many portals, sub-universes, and multiverses to come and convene in your time space so that we can elevate and assist Gaia, the Great Mother, God, the Great Father of all beings, and all of the precious jewels, all of the nature spirits, and those within the core of Earth that are longing to have a unified community. We see all of you, and you are precious and beautiful indeed. You all have connections to us. The Arcturians, the Lyrans, the Nusians, Syrians. And so that you know, we are all working together, sharing information, sharing platforms for growth. And we are very, very impressed with some of our ways in which we share our frequencies to heal the bodies that you are inhabiting at this time. And we will get more into that someday. But for now, we send our blessings to you. And we are delighted that we are able to come forward and we will share about our civilization, because we do have civilizations, very diverse, very diverse civilizations upon the spaceships that support you. Namaste, dear one. Namaste. We love you.
Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What a beautiful message. We really do look forward to hearing more about the cultures on the spaceship. Wow. Are we speaking with Deb, Aileta
Yes.
Grace?
Yeah, I'm back. Yes.
All right. That was very, very interesting. Thank you for bringing forward that message.
You're welcome. It's been.
We are the Starfleet.
Yes. I guess, what was that? We're the ones we've been waiting for. We are, indeed. All right. Well, I hope that I see you very soon. Like many people, I've gone through like a 6-month before all of this. I don't know, what did you call it? Slow down. This time frame occurred. I was being prepared for it, and I could not channel. My channels were evened out and flattened, and I really couldn't. And
Interesting.
Dwal Cool, I guess, tapped your shoulder and said, call her and talk to her. And that's when the channels started flooding out again. So thank you. You're always um, the pivot.
Yeah.
You're always the catalyst.
Well, for anyone who has ever experimented with telepathy, I
Yeah.
hope you guys experiment with telepathy and play with telepathy. Aileta Grace and I have an open telepathic channel. And actually, let's talk about this because I think all of the collective out there is getting more adept at picking up the vibrations. We can certainly pick it up in fear, certainly, absolutely, when we pass someone outside. And that's why we've said on this program, we'll put on a bandana or a mask to, like you do with going over to your mom's place. We do it so others are not scared of us, so that others feel safe and comfortable. We don't do it out of fear.
No, but we are humans,
We are humans, and it's
and
good vigilance.
and those of us who know, I'll just use the word
No.
know the nature of truth and the nature of life and the
Yes.
nature of infinity and what we're being called to. I mean, we're being called to love,
Yes.
and love on a very spiritual dimension is far grander and far more. I won't say it's complicated, but there's a complexity to it that goes beyond what human experience is, right? And so there's a lot of patience that's required, and if someone near you had the news on and all they were talking about is what was going on with Corona, um, catch yourself and bring yourself to that place of knowing all is
Yes.
well, all will be fine.
Yes.
Um, and the interesting message that Metatron had about all of the different aspects of all the groups that have a certain awareness and all that awareness interlocking, but bringing it to a space where we understand that the world as we have known it is not the world, the number one we choose, not the one we create for ourselves. And we have to keep on that momentum. And there are some people that are even philosophers, not necessarily tied to the so-called consciousness community, spiritual community, but they're basically saying to people, listen, if you're home and you're quarantined, think about the world that you want to live in. Very simple. And that is a multidimensional question right now. Whether they realize it or not, their frequency is being forced to ascend because these frequencies have been here for some time and they've been penetrating every aspect of our lives. And so when somebody on the news will say, remember to love each other.
Okay. I do have to say, as a former television reporter, I have a lot of bones to pick with the way that words are used by reporters. But I do see something so beautiful when you see a news anchor for national news saying, take care of yourself and each other. I
Yes.
mean, that is huge.
And they've been brought to a place where it really matters, and those words
Yes.
matter, and those words are not like, hey, how you doing? I'm
No,
okay, how are you?
that's
They're not like that. It's not
people
trite.
care now on a whole different level.
Yeah.
You
And
care
it was
about your neighbor, and that is an awakening. That
right,
is an
it is.
awakening, and it's so beautiful.
It is. So yeah, it's we catch ourselves, and you
Yes.
know what, and the thing is, be gentle with yourself, and when you catch yourself, that's the master in you, that's the light of you saying, okay, now it's all right, because we are You know, those of us who are empaths, I don't know if I am fully empathetic, but an empath of like, I don't necessarily feel in that way, but many of you are. And so you're going to pick up on the fear. The question is, how you use the light body that is you to dissipate that. Metatron just did this dissipating. That dissipating frequency is what you can use. It's like the sword of Michael, you know, cut through the energy. This is our time to use energy, light, to penetrate a civilization that is being challenged in a way that was, and I was told this earlier, was seeded. And so Metatron says, it's not so important how it came about, you know, allow people that do that sort of thing to do it. And if you need to go there, but know that what you have to work on primarily is how you carry this light in this time frame. And of course, he loves the word ascension and resurrection and all of those words. But truly, you're at a heightened state of vibration because the so-called junk DNA was activated, has been activating. Think of all the years that we have been listening to your show, meeting all the people that are way showers and light workers and have had all these different experiences. Think of that, the encyclopedic, the voluminous work that has been done. And so part of the current state of affairs is understanding that it's okay to be confident about your light. And when we gather and we're with someone who brings us through a meditation, or Metatron comes up, and we do these activations and we look at all the different modalities that come through, it's to remind us. And the other thing is, be mindful of your health. And don't be afraid to ask the beings of light to come in. And I'm being told very, very strenuously, ask the divine physicians for the treatment, for the light treatment, for the light surgery. Ask for it. And I will say that I have been surgically altered on more than one occasion, and assisted surgically on more than one occasion. And on one occasion, I asked for them to work on my teeth and my mouth, and I was tapped on my chin, felt a finger, woke up, and they knew that I would be, I'm sorry if I'm repeating this because I think I might have shared this once before, but they knew that I would probably freak out if I saw them, so they stayed cloaked. But the apparatus they were using out of this silver metallic, very weird material, was shown to me, and I saw it moving, and I saw them doing the work without seeing the beam. So they really are here to support us in more ways than one, and it's okay. And those of you who have a session with me, and if this is of interest to you, I'm being told that that I could bring through physicians that you can speak to prior to them working on you. I'm not saying that I'm a medical intuitive by any means, but that might be something to consider.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you mentioned personal sessions, and you've got a couple of personal sessions for our viewers and our audience to benefit from. So if you'd like a personal session with Aileta Grace, there's a couple of sessions, and there's some very interesting courses that she's taught as well. There are courses on channeling and 2020. We're already in 2020.
Right.
This was a message for that. So that's an option. in the package, but really the important items, the really helpful items that people love, that you've done a lot of work with, are your personal sessions. So now explain a personal session, because one is a session that can go really any which way. And another one is more specific on rainbow light. It's
Yeah,
called a rainbow light intensive.
right.
Yes.
Okay. Um, so this not being my day job, these things evolve with time. So I'm assuming that things might have shifted for me, but I will say that normally a session um, is something that we co-create. Normally, because the primarily is a working with your guides and a team that is with you, I will bring through normally three separate beings. Um, I go into meditation before I meet with you. There is a little area that you can ask some questions, and that actually fortifies the session and helps me to get some downloads ahead of time. And I'm never in a hurry, so that's a personal introductory session. Those of you who are interested in a very deep experience with your higher self, we work with light frequencies. The rainbow body exercise is something that we've worked with to all cool. And there's some of the masters that come through as a unified, coordinated effort to bring you to a more powerful place, understanding your light body. And having the rainbow exercise is really bringing a frequency of light with the various colors, qualities, and strengths that are you. It's your light signature, okay? And then they assist you in bringing that aspect of you outside of yourself. So there's an understanding of how your aura becomes expanded by that. And Dwell calls it just simply turning you inside out, because we're light beings having a human experience, and now we're having a 5D human experience. Some people say it's 4D to 5D, but some of us are actually having 7, 8, and 9D, because we can experience ourselves as the angels and the masters that are also experiencing this shifting earth simultaneous with us. And so it is a tool in your toolbox, in your arsenal, to feel more comfortable having a light body that is expressing beyond your human body. And that's pretty much all I can say about it. And I guess other folks that have had it have been surprised by it. I wouldn't mind hearing from people about what it was like or how has it been. I had to stop everything in the last 4 months and have Dwell Cool tell me, you need to do your own light body activation as far as the rainbow body exercise. So about 10 days ago, believe it or not, they gave me my signature, and I've been working with that signature. And so, yeah, and it allows for you to become more empathic, to become more aligned with whatever you're supposed to channel. And you see some of us saying, we want to channel, I want to communicate. Well, you want to communicate first and foremost with your higher self, right? But secondly, there are beings, beloveds who've transitioned, who are kind of knocking on the veil, knocking on the door saying, we do talk to you. It's up to you to listen and to receive. And then some of us came in with the direction and the calling to use our vehicles in this way. So it runs the gamut, but we can all increase our ability to be better listeners when it comes to our relations, our relatives, our galactic family, our spiritual family. And they are speaking to us, and it is telepathic. But there are those of us who can hear the voices, see the beings, feel their hearts, understand the light language, see the geometrical patterns, because we're given geometrical patterns of light all the time. And we are the vehicles that can download this information and share it with each other. And that's what you do every day, which I honor you for.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing your information. And I want to thank everyone who shares their light and their love. This is it. If all we do is share and express our love and share our information, being confident with our light, then that is changing the world. And we're going to see it required or not required, but we're going to see more of the collective tend to require it and demand it. So it's beautiful. Deb, in this process, and I'll call you Aileta, would you say that you're seeing the younger generation and other people who may have been rolling their eyes at this information, are you seeing an uptick in their interest?
I think there's an uptick in their interest. I'm going to say, having millennials in my family, nephews, beloved nephews, I will say that sometimes the portal to that was what was going on in the political realms, what was going on in the societal realms. And it doesn't matter. We're going to step outside of that and say, we all know that to be human is to have all that you need to support all that you are. You have all that you need to support all that you are. I have a nephew who knows from the age of 6 that he was a musician. And you could tell him anything you want. Oh, you're a great artist. You write well. Be a lawyer, be a doctor, be this. He goes, I am a musician. I brought this with me from the universe. He stays true to himself, even though he's having tough times. Having all that you need to support all that you are has to become the common denominator in the frequency. And we can't, older generations, other generations cannot scoff at that. We have to understand that support will come in many forms. And I think the younger generation are becoming more informed, and they were born knowing that they came with a divine right to explore whatever. You know, I want to become a marine biologist. Oh, there's no money in that. Well, you can't be telling people that. You are a marine biologist, then become a marine biologist. We support you. We will create the pathway for you to do what you need to do, because we need the oceans to be supported. We need all those beautiful beings in the oceans to be supported. We need music.
And this is where the message that came spoke of sovereignty and not judging ourselves and others for what they wish to express in this moment. What a beautiful message today. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I ask all of those, anyone who's looking for me on the calendar, to give me at least 24 hours to upgrade that calendar. And I send to anyone who's watching this, who has been in touch with me in the last 6 months, who I've haven't been in touch with. You will hear from me. If you haven't heard from me yet, you'll be hearing from me very shortly, and we will reconnect. I guess I was brought to a place where I needed to be in such a silo so that I could, like all of us, come out and be a better, more caring, more loving version of myself. Yes. You know, we have to be that. And every day we just bring it a little more, bring it a little more. I will say to everybody, have some fun. Don't take yourselves or others too seriously. Just as a side note, I started watching this cuckoo, crazy show called Nailed It. and my niece put it on. I'm like, what is this? And I love cooking, and I like cooking shows, and I explore culinary things. And it's this crazy show where there's this master chef who makes this gorgeous cake or gorgeous pastries with all these decorations, and they're very, very well done. And three ordinary people that just want to come on the show and try their hand at baking something special. And usually cooking shows are very serious, chefs are very serious, the judges are very serious, but this is a goof. These are three ordinary people trying to make this three-tiered cake with these elaborate decorations that come out looking totally different from the original. And it is a goof, and I was laughing for 2 days watching this. So all that to say, have some fun, lighten up, know that all is well, you're loved, you're supported, and I'll be back. I'll be back on the show at some point.
Thank you for this mastery empowerment course. We feel empowered as masters. So thank you. And if you'd like a personal session with Aileta Grace, please check out the link to her special offer. View the options for those personal sessions. They're really a great value. I've been receiving guidance from Joel Cool through Aileta Grace for, oh my gosh, ever since I've known Deb. It's coming on, has to be 10 years now, over 10.
Mhm.
It has to be 10 years. Oh my gosh,
Almost 10 years. That's amazing.
almost
Huh?
10 years. It really is amazing. And I have to say that the guidance that I received from Dwal Kul, that was who was my particular master who came through, and others have come through with Aileta Grace for my personal needs. But that guidance has now translated into an internal voice of me recognizing not only the guidance of this great master Dwal Kul, but also my higher self. And that's what awaits you too when you begin to do this work, when you begin to hear those messages that resonate. They come from Aileta Grace, who's channeling it. But when you hear the word, there's something of truth that resonates in your being. And there's a supreme confidence that comes with that. It validates our knowingness. It
Yes.
reinforces our knowingness. And this is truly how we move in the world in this time. So
Yeah.
thank you all for tuning in and tapping into your guidance, to your inner wisdom, to your knowing. This is how we operate New Earth, and it's all here. So Aileta Grace, thank you, thank you, thank you for this message, for being
Thank
of
you.
service to our New Earth community. Everyone who's watching this is a New Earth leader. Game on for New Earth.
Yes. And don't forget to play in your own light. Play and enjoy your light. It is divine. It is special. It is unique. And we need you. We need all of you.
We need you. Gaia thanks you. We all thank you. And you know, we can spot you when we see you eye to eye.
That's true.
We
We
know
know
who
each
you
other.
are.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Loren.
Bye. Thank you, Aileta Grace. And thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for your love and thank you for your light. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone. Bye.